Hello, everyone. Welcome to Salad TV. My viewers all over the world, wherever you may be, either if it's UK, Europe, Canada, Africa, wherever you are, thank you for subscribing and watching this episode. I just want to thank you again so much for your support. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can always get new content of my show. Today we're still continuing on an episode we had talked about. Today we're going to talk about how Bishop has come to be who he is today. So we're going to introduce Bishop again. So my viewers, if you can help me, invite Mr. Bishop. Bishop, can you please introduce yourself and tell us more about yourself this time and how you come to how you maybe you came to America or how you are the person you are today.
Thank you so much, Sally viewers. As I had said previously, my name is Bishop Ben Mwangi. I'm the bishop for Gospel Power Center churches internationally here in the United States and in Africa, all over the world. And I love the Lord because of saving me and lighting my name in the book of life. I'm a father and I'm also a husband. I'm married to Jane Muhaki Mwangi. We have been married for roughly 29 years, and we are blessed with 4 biological children. We have 1 daughter and 3 sons, and we are also blessed with children who are not biological that have lived with us or we have brought them up. We have a daughter by name Scarlett, also who came to us when she was 9 years old, and she has lived with us, and now she's out there. I think she's about 22 years old, 24 years old, and the Lord is good.
Right.
Yeah.
So Bishop, can you tell us maybe more of how you came to America, or give us a story of what changed your life in a very drastic way for you to be where you are today?
I don't know whether it was drastic, but I know my life has been a journey and a long journey. As you had, I said previously, I started very, very poor, a very humble beginning.
Right.
And the Lord has taught me, just like God took Moses to the wilderness after coming from the Pharaoh's house. As for me, I've also come from very far.
Right.
And I would not credit this to my wisdom, my hard work, or anything. I would credit this unto the Lord because it's His hand that has brought me so far. I would say when I was in Kenya, I love serving the Lord. All my life has been about God, 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 God.
Right.
And even when my family was so poor, I still trusted the Lord. And I was a member of the Sunday school. Then I became a member of the church choir. I love singing in the choir.
Right.
I then later became a choir master. I then became an evangelist. I became an elder in the church. I was ordained as a deacon. I was ordained then as a pastor. I then became a reverend.
Right.
And after that, now I became a bishop. And the Lord has been good.
Right.
But on the other side, my journey started when I was serving as a church elder.
Right.
Every day after going soul winning and witnessing to the people, to people out there, I would go to my pastor's house and to give a report or get a report from him. And one evening I went to his house, and another elder came to the house, and he had some papers with him, and the pastor asked him. Now today he's not a pastor, he's a bishop. Bishop John Masharia of Compassionate Fellowship International in the Degwa and all over Kenya. The man came carrying some papers. I said, "What are you carrying?" He said, "Oh, I have an application for green card for myself and for my wife."
Right.
And the bishop asked him, I'm calling him a bishop because a bishop today, that time he was a pastor.
Right.
He asked him, would you mind to give one to Ben, because he has really been wanting and desiring to go outside the country. He had been desiring to go to India to study law or somewhere. Could you just give him and let him try? And he said, no. This is one is for me and one is for my my wife. We want to win to go do green card lottery and see whether we can go to the United States.
Right.
So he did not give it.
Right.
But the following morning, my bishop now went to the embassy of the United States and came with the papers. That
Wow.
evening, he came to my house with the papers for several of us, one for me, one for my wife, and other church members. And we all filled them up and sent them to the United States.
Yes.
It happened that time there was a pastor who was coming, who was serving also in Compassion International with us, and he was coming to the United States. I think he had come to visit and was coming returning.
Right.
So we gave him the letters, the applications to come and mail them here in the
Here.
United States.
Right.
So we were lucky that way, or God blessed, God opened a door there. So
Right.
he came with them, the letters or the application, and he mailed them here in the United States. May God bless him for being faithful and carrying the letters with him. Because some people may,
Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, yes. So he came and mailed them here.
Yes.
And then after that we waited.
Right.
Just I would encourage anybody, green card lottery is real. There are people who still think it's fake. Because when I got the letter saying, "Oh, you have won the green card," so I was so overwhelmed. But everybody I told thought it's fake.
Yes.
That time, that was 1998, 1999 there.
Right.
But winning green card is a wrong process. I thought it's just now after I won green card, it's just a matter of coming.
Right.
And then there were stories when you win green card, you go to the United States. They fill your account with money. They give you a free house. You get so much. It's all lies. There was nothing like that.
Right.
So the struggle started there.
Right.
I told my employer, who was that time the MP for Githogori, Jeho Gatabaki, I told him, "Oh, I was so happy. I've won green card. Now I'll be going to the United States." Let me tell you, that was a mistake, because from that time I did not get any of my salary.
Wow.
I did not get paid for a year, and that was terrible for my family. We really went through a hard time, because at that time I had 3 children. It was a problem.
Right.
Because we could not find money for food. I needed to go to the embassy for appointments. I needed to pay for visa fees. I needed to look for air ticket. I needed to pay for medical fees. I didn't have that money. So I had to depend on looking for money for elsewhere, doing small fundraising. My mom, who later died, may her soul rest in peace. We gave her a copy of the letter, and she was moving with it from house to house.
Right.
Those in the Degwa, that's where you have a lot of rich people.
Great.
She was going to every gate and knocking and saying, "I have my son who has won green card. He doesn't have money to travel. Could you please help?" And most of the time she was being chased away.
Right.
And I remember one time where he went to one man's gate, and the watchman said, "Okay, let me go and tell them." And the watchman was sent back by the rich man that, "Go and tell him that if Ben is going to the United States, everybody in this village will be going to the United States." Because for them I was disqualified. I was not a candidate.
Right.
I
Go.
didn't qualify to
Right.
come to the United States. But I know something.
Right.
God had qualified me.
Right.
And therefore I knew God would do it. So we struggled, but finally there was a lady by name Mama Munene. She gave me a cow, her own cow. She was milking it, but she gave it to me.
Right.
Go sell it and see if you can get air ticket and go to the United States. And that's what I did. May God bless her. There are people who are angels in this world.
Right.
And Mama Munene is one of the angels. She is also from the Degwa. There are people who stood with me that time when it was so hard.
Right.
Like Bishop Mashalia. She would not sleep every day. He would come to my house. "Where have you reached?" He would go look for 5,000, 10,000, whatever he could get.
Right.
And I thank God for that, because what he did is, what God did was so wonderful, because finally I was able to come. But can I tell you the funny part?
What's the funny part? Can you share with us?
When I was leaving Kenya, number one, I was afraid
Right.
I would be arrested.
You were afraid you'll be arrested.
I was afraid I would be arrested because my employer had told me that if he didn't want me to come,
Right.
and the wife did not want me to come. So they had said if I try to go, they can stop me at the airport. So I was afraid, because the wife that time, Ms. Gatabaki, was one of the directors at Kenya Airport. That is Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. So I knew anything could happen.
Right.
And therefore, as we were going there, I was afraid I may be arrested. So we were looking left, and you even did not tell many people because we didn't want people to know I'm coming.
Right.
Because we didn't want the word to go around because I could be arrested there or for, false charges and
Right.
and then my visa would end there.
Right.
So it was a time that I will never forget. Therefore, and also when I was parting with my wife and my 3 kids and Compassion Fellowship International, because they all took me to the airport, that
Right.
small group. The only thing I had with me was 18 shillings.
Right.
That's what I gave my wife.
Wow.
18 shillings, and I'm going to a country I don't know. And I also left my wife not in our house. We didn't have a house.
Right.
I left my wife in my pastor's house, in my bishop's house, with to be taken care of by my bishop's family.
Right.
I thank God for Mama Waithera, the bishop's wife. That is Bishop John Mashalia's wife,
Right.
for taking care of my family and having a heart of a servant. May the Lord bless her mightily. I know the Lord has blessed her since that time.
Right.
And, things are not the same. At the airport, I was not arrested.
Right.
When I got inside the airplane, I was still looking whether somebody would come to arrest me.
Right.
But nobody came to arrest me. So I waited for the airplane. When it went to the runway, it was taxiing, and I was looking. Oh, really? I'm going. And there are those stories that people are saying, oh, when you are flying, you feel something in your head, your feet will be up in the air. I was waiting for all those. Nothing happened. It was just nice. And to cut the long story short, I landed in the United States.
Right.
And I was received by 2 young men who had come here as students. Their parents called them and they requested if they could host me, and they agreed, and may God bless them. Let me tell you, getting somebody to host you here in the United States,
Very hard.
it is very hard.
Very hard.
It's very hard. I didn't know people here, so I didn't know what to do. But they opened their house for me. I want to bless the Lord because of Mr. Simon Wangaro and because of Kamau for opening their house for me and receiving me. Otherwise, I would not have had somewhere to land. May God bless them.
Right.
And from there, my journey started in America. So they hosted me and they introduced me in here. The English I was speaking, I would pick up the phone when the phone rings. I listen at the white people speaking, and it was like they are singing. I won't get anything.
Yeah.
And it's not because I don't know how to speak English. I'm educated. But the kind of English they were speaking here,
It's very broken.
it was very hard to understand. A white person on the phone,
Yeah.
I would feel like ma 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 ma.
Yes.
At the end, all I hear, yeah, and I put the phone down. But thank God, I got assimilated slowly by slowly. I got their accent. I got to know how they speak,
Right.
and I got absorbed in the system.
Okay.
Now I left my family back in Kenya,
Yes.
and my family has to come here.
Yes.
It was such a struggle. My wife is very intelligent. She's very smart. She's very hardworking, and she worked out everything for my kids to make sure they got their visas. Because I left them without visas. They got their visas, and they were able to come here.
Right.
But by the time they came here, I was in a CNA class.
Right.
I still had not found a job. I was just doing these factory jobs, little here and there, and I was doing now a CNA class, and I had not graduated.
Right.
So I had not got good money. The church I was going to here, CCF Worcester, we were meeting at Holiday Inn. Bishop Joseph Wayaki and your wife, God bless you. They mobilized everybody, and they were, they helped us with small things and to get started.
Yes.
But I remember when my family was coming, they were coming like next week. I didn't have a house to take them.
Wow.
Because though I was hosted somewhere, nobody can host you and host your family.
Right.
So I had to go look for a house for my family.
Yeah.
And I had a bicycle that time that I had picked from somewhere, and I was riding around looking for house to rent. And I found one with a number said available.
Okay.
So I called. By God's grace, you see, God leads his people. The owner of that house, the landlord, is a guy who got touched that time. When I called him, he said, "You sound like you are from Africa." I said, "Yes, I'm from Africa." He said, "I grew up in Cairo, Egypt." He's from Lebanon. And he told me, "I'm from Lebanon. I grew up in Cairo, Egypt. I know the problems." I said, "Thank you. My family is coming next week. and they don't have a house. I don't have an apartment where to take them. Is your apartment available? He said, yes, I have a 2-bedroom apartment available. Is this amount of money? I said, I don't have money, even 1 cent. But I will be paid. I'm in the CNA class, and they are paying us to, during that time, they were paying us to go to class.
Right.
I'll be paid next week, and I can give you this much. He said, don't worry. You bring your family and, settle down. We'll take care of that later.
Yeah.
God touched it. So my family, when they came in, I had a house,
Right.
which had maybe 1, 2 spoons, 3 spoons, or small things that the church members gave me. And later on, we had to find out what to do because the house has no mattress, we have no blankets, we have no beds, we have no tables, we have nothing, no couches. We're sitting on the floor.
Right.
And but people in Kenya, that after you get to America, you got everything.
Yeah.
No, we had a house which was just a shell,
Right.
had nothing.
Right.
And then we learned that on Tuesday, the street we were living in, on Tuesdays was trash day. And on trash day, people get out and remove out what they don't want, the old stuff they have, like beddings, mattresses, chairs, couches, and TVs. And so we were waiting every Tuesday to see what people were going to throw out.
Right.
And if they threw out the couch, we go pick up the couch. I hold one side and my wife's side, one other side, we push it to the house. We furnished our house by using the stuff that people are throwing. We were able to get children mattresses, we got ourselves mattresses, we were able to correct, we got everything. But by God's grace, my wife also went to school. I went to school, we finished, we
Right.
started working, and we were able now also to take those things that we got. We also took them to the street for somebody else to take them.
Yeah.
And we bought new ones.
Exactly.
Life in America is funny. I remember one time, I'm life in America. May I bless the Lord. I hope somebody who is where I am today, somebody who is where I was that time, may not think that you'll reach where I am.
Right.
But it's possible by God's grace.
It is.
So I remember one time me and my wife went to, we were going to the supermarket called Price Chopper.
Right.
And we didn't have a car. And we would, because that time, our 3 kids, at their age, we were eating and eating and eating. And we would go and buy potatoes. And you see, that time they would pack the potatoes in 5 pounds or 10 pounds, and they say, buy 1, get 1 free. So we would get like 4 bags and then get 4 free.
Oh,
Guess
wow.
what? How are we going to take them home? And then buy other stuff. And my wife would take a wrestle, those wrestles they used to
Yes.
wrap around themselves, the ladies. So we would get a wrestle and tie all of them, and she would carry, like, how women in Africa carry wood or carry whatever. And the white people would just stop and look at her because she looked like she's from the moon. And I would take some bags and put on my shoulders, and we walk home. Those were hard beginnings.
Right.
And the Lord blessed us later on. We were able to buy our first car, buy our second car.
Right.
And let me tell you, we did not sell those cars. We donated them to people who didn't have cars.
Exactly.
We donated them. Our first car, our second car, our third car, we did not sell them.
Right.
We donated them. And then, they were older cars. But later on now, we were able to buy new cars. We were able to move from that apartment. We were able to go to a better apartment. Later on, I think 2003, we came here to the year 2000. 2003, we bought our own home. We bought in 3 years' time, we bought our own home, and we were able to settle down. And from there, we have never gone back. We have just been going. The Lord has been taking us and taking us.
Right.
We were able to buy our second home. We were, we were able to start God's work in 2004. We were able to open a church in 2004, our first church.
Right.
And since then, we have gone and gone, and we have gone internationally.
Right.
We have churches all over the world.
Right.
The Lord has blessed us. I can say we came from far, but where we are, it's by the grace of the Lord. See, from being a thief who was stealing people's corn,
Right.
to where I am today, I can say it's the Lord.
So what would you tell any other viewer that if they get the visa or they get the green card, if someone was playing the green card today and they were in the same situation you were in, where you didn't have no money, you didn't have any means to even feed your family, what would you tell that guy or woman? Hey, you know what, don't give up or something, for them to be where you are today. Like, this is the beginning, but also inspire them to reach out.
I would say this, since I discovered this green card, I have encouraged people to pray. There is no way you can win if you don't participate.
Right.
You have to you have to pray this green card for you to win. If I did not pray, I would not be in America.
Right.
I would not have come here. I would not have, and since I came, I've also helped other people to come.
Right.
I would not have been able to touch those lives and the lives of the people I touched today in Kenya and other countries if I did not apply. I would encourage every person who is hearing me. Green card is real, and there's no way you're gonna win by just by faith without your faith having an action of applying. You have to put your action, because faith without action is dead.
Exactly.
So if you are trusting God for coming to the United States, the best way to come is by green card.
Right.
So pray that lottery they do it every year. Do it.
Exactly.
And also I would say, if you happen to win, we have helped people who have won green cards and they did not have somewhere to land.
Right.
They did not have money to. Don't be quiet. Speak out. Reach out to people. There's social media. Reach out to people. That's what my mom was doing, going to every home. Right now, you don't have to go to people's home. Put it on Facebook. Put it on Sally TV.
Right.
Put it on any other TV. Reach out. Don't be quiet. We have helped people, and people are here now. We have so many families we have helped by them reaching out saying, I don't have anywhere to land. I'm coming to the United States. I would say, we have had people in our house for 9 months, for 10 months, for 1 year. We have helped people in our houses, and we have helped them, and now they are stable. May the Lord bless us too.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Bishop, for this time that you have given us, and thank you for the story you have given us today. Everyone, this is Bishop Ben Mwangi again. He is the bishop for all Gospel Power Centers in the U.S. and also in other countries like Kenya. He has a couple churches there. So if you ever want to reach him, just remember his name is Bishop Ben Mwangi. You can look for any Gospel Power Center churches in Kenya or in America, and you'll get a hold of him. Thank you so much again for watching Sally TV. Remember to subscribe and watch all the shows that I have every week. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.